often get asked to show a packing video of how I pack my books with the cardboard, etc. And I thought I would do that today because sales were so low on the weekend. If I'd made a video about what sold, it would have been a 1 minute short, or probably 30 seconds short, really, because there was only 2 sales over the weekend, but I've had quite a few come in since, and a lot of them are books, so I thought I would do a packing video as I go. So the first item I've got is a Depop sale. This is a Forestland hat from Cotton On. I think I sold it for $20 plus post. This will actually go in one of the flat pack boxes I've got. Now these boxes are good. This is the only thing I buy boxes for, is to put the hats in. And these ones were good, but I could have gone a size down. Now with my Depop, because you can't import Depop to Australia Post, and say if you've got a whole heap of eBay sales and one Depop sale like I have today, it's very easy to forget to do that Depop one. What I do is, as soon as I see a Depop sale come in, I go in and I put the details in Australia Post. I create a draft postage label, and that sits there until I'm ready to send my eBay sale. Because I don't have I haven't actually worked out all the figures yet, so what I will do is there'll be a pop-up on the screen when you see this. So this is a thermal physics book, and this costs $2.50, and luckily, like, it's actually quite a small book, so it will easily fit into a small satchel. I don't have to worry about that. So just putting in some protective card. Right, so I put the thank you card in there, and I will trim some of this off. One thing I can't do without is cutting knives when I'm doing my post. One of the reasons I do my mail like this and don't use boxes for everything, like a lot of people say I should get boxes, like buy boxes for books, special ones you can get. One of the reasons I don't do that is because I have so many different shapes and sizes of books that I package up. I'd end up having too many different shapes and sizes of boxes, so I find it much better to have cardboard that I can resize to fit whatever I need. Now, because like this book only sold for $9, but I still want to send it in card so it doesn't get damaged, instead of just sticking it in the mailer. Now, if I sticky tape that, of course, that will either, well, the sticky tape will be on the gift card, which will wreck that, or it will get on the book. So with books like this, I use cardboard that may not 100% fit, but it does still protect all the edges and the corners. And then instead of using sticky tape to wrap it, I use mini shrink wrap, which works just as well. Now that was a John Sanford book. Even though it's a single book, it was off a variation listing. The thermal physics book was a single book listing, of course. I think it was $42 something. Can't remember exactly. I know this was $9.88 plus $9.99 post. Now, this was a really good sale. I was happy with this. This book has been on my shelves for well over 2 years, since it was one of the very first books that I listed when I started, and I got it for free from the op shop that closed down, which was not long after I started on eBay. And I knew that it was going back a while because it was on bookshelf A, which is the first bookshelf that I started using. Shelf 2, which, even though it's shelf 2 now, originally it was shelf 1 because I didn't count the top shelf in my books because I was using it for personal. And going back to buying boxes, I mean, I certainly would buy a proper box and put it in if I had a folio society or something of that calibre. The next one are 3 really nice paperbacks from my John Marsden variation listing. Number 5, 6 and 7, Burning for Revenge, The Other Side of Dawn, The Night is for Hunting. Now with the John Marsden one, when I made the variation listing, like I might have had 4 of that book, but they were all different covers. And because people actually like to collect the sets, the matching sets, which is why you can see here they've chosen these particular books, no doubt. I listed all the different ones. So there was probably, so I put up that it was published in whatever it was and all that sort of thing, so that it all matched up. This is quite lovely. This is a Hopscotch brand. It's vintage, made in Melbourne, Australia, and it's actually knitted. If you can see, the fabric is actually knitted. And I do still send my clothing, goes in a padded mailer. One, I think it's nicer for the customer to receive, but I also don't sell enough clothing to warrant having different packaging. At the moment, the time I save by being able to utilise the packaging I've already got, instead of having to swap and change different packaging all the time. Plus, these are wider than a medium vinyl satchel, so with jeans, and even with this skirt, I can fit bigger things in here, otherwise I'd have to go to a size medium, which would cost me more money. Well, and it would cost the buyer more money too, to be honest. Again, out of my variation listings, and we've got The Guns of Navarone by Alistair MacLean and Breakheart Pass. Both of these are the movie tie-in covers, and yeah, this person obviously only wanted the 2 books. I didn't want to get one free, so they're the 2. And that's why, particularly this sort of book where they are getting a bit old and fragile, I think it's really important because they've paid their good money for their postage and everything else. So the customer should get it in the same condition as what I sent it. And if I put these just straight into a bubble mailer, you could well imagine what they'd be like if they got tossed around a bit by Australia Post. And I always fold the bag up to where the book is, because then the book inside, the package inside's not going to move around, so there is less chance of anything getting damaged. Oh, look at that! Look, Rob, I'm a media seller. Does that make me the #1 media seller? I've sold 1 CD collection, which has got, what? I don't even know how many CDs it's got in it. It's been that long since I looked. 3 CDs. 3 CDs in it. This is the Travelling Wilburys. And yeah, I had this sitting around and I hadn't actually listed it. So I decided to list it, and what do you know? It's sold. This one, which is another variation listing, which is one I did for Tim Winton's paperbacks, and these are all the Lockie Leonard books. So someone's chosen to get 3 of those, Human Torpedo, Scumbuster and Legend. And again with these, that I've got I did have duplicates of these in the actual variation that had different covers, and so the person can then pick which covers they want by selecting the books that they want. I like to do my parcels one at a time. Yeah, I have a fear of putting the wrong label on the wrong parcel. My OCD can't handle the thought of me doing that. So Saddle Club is a constant seller if you come across the Saddle Club books. So that was Saddle Club numbers 77, 83 and 85. And yeah, I consistently sell Saddle Club. Saddle Club, Pony Pals, Babysitters Club, a lot of those sort of ones I consistently sell. Now, even though I do those other ones that way that I may not actually cover them entirely, so there's that gap in the cardboard, I do have other pieces of cardboard that I can use if I do have books that I do want to make sure that they are completely covered. I can just go sideways with. So these are the 39 clues, the little hard covers, and 3 of those. And look, I have to say, a lot of these are books that I had in bundles, and they've sat and sat and sat and didn't sell. And then, you know, I've put them in the variation listings, and yeah, these sort of books seem to be flying off the shelf. And the beauty of that is that people are coming into the store, you know, maybe to get the variation listings because they're cheap and they're on the buy 2 get 1 free, and then they're seeing some of the other books like the vintage and antique books that I've got in there, or even just the better books that I've got in there, and then they're buying those. I try to be as economical with the cardboard as I can. So this is 6 that someone's bought. Now these were all Young Puffin Modern Classics, because these are in amazing condition, unread condition. There's very little fox. So again, another variation listing. Books that were in a bundle on my shelf. Yeah, just so you can see, there's my little shopping trolley that I take to the post office, and by the time I've put the box on the top, it is chockers, so just as well as no more parcels today, otherwise I'd have to take 2 trolleys.